pay extra fares either. The usual dominance of transport syndicates was also not visible. Meanwhile, a crowd of returnees was seen today at Kamlapur railway station. Despite the rush, train passengers reported a comfortable journey. Some people who could not visit family during Eid were seen leaving Dhaka today, but their numbers were significantly lower compared to recent days. A total of 69 pairs of trains, including intercity, mail, commuter and special trains, are being operated today. Except for one or two, almost all trains arrived at Kamlapur on time with return passengers. However, the Burimari Express bound for Lalmonirhat, the Rangpur Express and the Jayantika Express heading to Sylhet departed from Kamlapur with. Meanwhile, transport concerns said that the pressure of people returning to Dhaka will continue for another 2 to 3 days. On to the international news. Crowds of protesters gathered in cities across the U.S. on Saturday to denounce President Trump in the largest nationwide show of opposition since the president took office in January. The hands-off protest planners aimed to hold rallies in 1,200 locations, including in all 50 U.S. states. Thousands of people turned out in Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York and Washington, D.C., among other cities. Protesters cited grievances with Trump's agenda ranging from social to economic issues, coming days after Trump's announcement that the U.S. would impose import tariffs on most countries around the world. Gatherings were also held outside the U.S., including in London, Paris and Berlin. In Boston, some protesters said they were motivated by immigration raids on U.S. university students that have led to arrests and deportation proceedings. In London, protesters held signs reading, "What the F America, stop hurting people and he is an idiot." They chanted "Hands off Canada, hands off Greenland and hands off Ukraine," referencing Trump's changes to U.S. foreign policy. Trump has repeatedly expressed interest in annexing Canada and Greenland. In Washington, D.C., thousands of protesters gathered to watch speeches by Democratic lawmakers. Many remarks focused on the role played in Trump's administration by wealthy donors, most notably Elon Musk, who has served as an advisor to the president and spearheaded an effort to dramatically cut spending and the federal workforce. Florida Congressman Maxwell Frost denounced the billionaire takeover of our government. Tech billionaire Elon Musk has called for unrestricted trade between the United States and Europe, advocating for a tariff-free economic zone. The advisor to U.S. President Donald Trump said he supported eliminating trade barriers during a video appearance at a conference hosted by Italy's far-right League Party in Florence on Saturday. His comments came days after Trump announced an array of tariffs on imports to the U.S., including plans to impose 20% tariffs on imports from EU members, including Italy, which has a significant trade surplus with the U.S. Ideally, both Europe and the United States should move to a zero-tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America, he said. Speaking to League leader Matteo Salvini, Musk also endorsed greater freedom of movement between the two regions. If people wish to work in Europe or wish to work in North America, they should be allowed to do so, in my view, he said, noting that he had shared these stance with Trump. Musk has previously voiced support for right-wing European parties, including Salvini's League and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni's Brothers of Italy and the Alternative for Germany, AfD. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to travel to Washington to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump, discussing issues including tariffs and the Iranian threat, his office said Saturday. The meeting will take place on Monday, a White House official said, on condition of anonymity. The two countries are dealing with a set of extremely thorny issues, including Trump's shock imposition of 17% tariffs on Israeli imports, an elusive search for a ceasefire in Gaza, and mounting concern over Iran's nuclear program. Netanyahu will meet Trump to discuss tariffs, efforts to bring back Israeli hostages, Israel-Turkey relations. The Iranians threatened the fight against the International Criminal Court, which has accused the Israeli leader of war crimes, its Jerusalem office said in a statement Saturday. Tariff talks would make Netanyahu the first foreign leader to travel to Washington in an attempt to negotiate a better deal with Trump. Israel had attempted to the tariffs imposed on nearly every country by moving preemptively Tuesday, a day before Trump's big global tariff announcement to drop all remaining duties on the 1% of American goods still affected by them. But Trump moved ahead with the tariff, saying the United States had a significant trade deficit with its Mid-East ally and top beneficiary of military aid. Trump had said Thursday that he expected a visit soon from Netanyahu, maybe even next week, though the Axios website said Israeli officials and even some in the Trump administration were caught by surprise. At least 46 people have been killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza over the last 24 hours. Latest report confirmed the international media. 21 people have been killed in overnight Israeli attacks, mainly concentrated in Gaza City, where a father and his daughter were killed in a drone attack, and the southern strip, where a strike hit a displacement tent, killing at least 6. Outrage grows after new footage of an Israeli attack that killed 15 medics in Gaza shows soldiers firing on emergency workers in reflective vests inside clearly marked vehicles. Gaza's health ministry said at least 50,695 Palestinians are confirmed dead and 115,338 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza. The government media office updated its death toll to more than 61,700, saying thousands of people missing under the rubble are presumed dead. At least 1,139 people were killed in Israel during the Hamas-led October 7, 2023 attacks, and more than 200 were taken captive. Now news on weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said rain or thunder showers with lightning flashes and temporary gusty wind is likely to occur at one or two places over Rajshahi, Mymensingh, Dhaka, Khulna, Chattogram and Silla divisions, with hails at isolated places. Besides, weather may remain mainly dry with temporary partly cloudy sky elsewhere over the country. Night and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country. Country's highest temperature was recorded today at Baghabari in Shirajganj, 38 degrees Celsius, and capital Dhaka's highest temperature was 36.1 degrees Celsius. Now news on sports. All the 8 divisions of the country will have sports hubs to promote and develop the sports sector. Youth and Sports Advisor Asif Mahmood Shajipuya revealed these on the occasion of International Sports Day today. Speaking at a discussion at the National Sports Council, the sports advisor, who was also the chief guest, said United Arab Emirates will be assisting the process of constructing the sports hubs across in the country. He also added the construction of an urban sports center with the latest amenities will start in the next fiscal year. The Ministry of Youth and Sports commemorated the day with the theme of sports development through the power of youth and participation. The program of the day kicked off with a colorful rally that started in front of the Secretariat and finished at the National Stadium. Bangladesh Cricket Board, Bangladesh Football Federation, Bangladesh Olympic Association, all the affiliated sports federations participated in the rally. BCB President Farooq Ahmed, who was present on the occasion, emphasized upon developing the grassroots to grow the sports arena. The program ended with a football tournament comprising the underprivileged boys and girls. Mohammedan Sporting Club, Abahuni Limited and Gulshan Cricket Club won in the Dhaka Premier Division Cricket League today. Mohammedan Sporting Club defeated Prime Bank Cricket Club by 5 wickets at the Mirpur Sheribangla National Cricket Stadium. Batting first, Prime Bank Cricket Club were all out for 174 runs in 32 overs and 2 balls. In reply, Mohammedan Sporting Club scored 177 runs for 5 wickets in 30 overs. Abahoni Limited defeated Shinepukur Cricket Club by 10 wickets at BKSP ground number 3. Batting first, Shinepukur Cricket Club were all out for just 88 runs in 25 overs and 4 balls. In reply, Abahoni Limited scored a winning total of 89 runs in 6 overs and 4 balls without a wicket. Meanwhile, Gulshan Cricket Club defeated Dhanmondi Sports Club by 2 wickets at BKSP ground number 4. Dhanmondi Sports Club batted first and scored 258 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in the stipulated 50 overs. In reply, Gulshan Cricket Club scored 259 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in 49 overs, 4 balls. And we are at the end of the bulletin. Before ending, headlines once again. 4-day investment summit begins in Dhaka tomorrow. Investment potentials of the country and the post-July economic reforms to be highlighted in the summit, informs BIDA Executive Chairman. Government will send 2 letters to USA within next 48 hours regarding the imposition of tariff on Bangladeshi export goods, informs Chief Advisor's Press Secretary. Imposition of US tariff on Bangladesh's export products will not have much negative impact, says finance advisor. In March, country receives more than $3 billion in remittance, the highest in a single month in the country's history. Offices and courts reopen after a 9-day Eid holiday. Capital Dhaka yet to return to its familiar look. Thousands of people staged demonstration against US President Donald Trump in 50 states, accusing the president of deprivation of freedom and rights. And Sports Day observed in a colorful way. Government to set up sports hub in 8 divisions with UAE support, says Youth and Sports Advisor. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our next Bangla News Bulletin at midnight. Until then, Allah Hafiz.